Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this year's edition of Speak Out. We are proud to have here two of the representatives from Arvato, because this year the Speak Out contest is part of the Arvato Alternative Language Program in partnership with Fundația Comunitară Țara Făgărașului and financed by Arvato Services. Thank you. I would like to start by presenting the jury. For the 9th and the 10th graders, we have Mrs. Bordea Constanța and our student, Mara Reboșapcă, our former student. She's still in school? I'm sorry. Okay, the 12th grade. Good. And myself. And for the 12th graders, we will have Mrs. Andreea Bell and Mrs. Lazar Diana. I would also like to announce the order in which the participants will present their monologues and then the topic. So we'll have Moldoveanu Mara first, and then Boțoroga Daria, Ene Denisa, Lazar Alexandra, Toplicianu Alexandra, Gal Paula Isabela, Ilea Teodor, Arens Patricia, Savu Ioana, Irimia Diana, Orzață Andrei, Bazarcă Ana Maria, Guranda Maria, and Comșa Fulga Oana. They will start from the following theme. Keep your face always toward the sunshine, and the shadows will fall always behind you. I wish everyone good luck. I will invite Mara Moldoveanu. Yes, it was. Okay, it seems that Mara is not here. All right, so then Daria Boțoroga will start.
Nice to see you all. I'm going to start with a question. What is life for you? Some say it's a paradox. Others say it's nothing more than a cliché. The players say it's a game. The faithful ones say it's a gift from God. I say life is a sparkle. I say life is a perspective. I say life is your chance to find your destiny, to understand your surroundings. Enough about what I say, though. Let's hear some stories that might catch your interest. Hello, everybody. My name is Violet, and I would like to talk to you about the balance between failures and successes, between guilt and pride, and why not, even between resignation and motivation. Until the age of 16, I was a shadow. Well, not physically, but psychologically. I was always trying to be the representation of someone else. I didn't believe in myself. You see, at 14 years old, an odd sensation began to overcome both my mind and my soul. I felt like life was drowning itself into an ordinary repetitive routine. Little by little, I got caught in the phone addiction trap. But I was so sure back then that reality has lost its sense. I didn't make an effort to see how lost I was. My whole family was sick of my depressed states of mind. Nothing pleased me anymore. Absolutely nothing could make me happy for more than an hour. I couldn't see the bright sides because I was hidden behind a cloud. Suddenly, this whole mentality was gone. How, you may wonder? One dark day, my best friend was one step away from dying because of an overdose. That moment, something collapsed. What if you will die tomorrow? Do you want to be remembered like a sunshine or like a shadow? Would you feel peaceful with yourself? From then on, step by step, I started changing and evolving through some strong passions, cultural activities, hope, and perseverance. It took me a while, but I finally understood that you are part of the universe's harmony. Embrace your past and don't mask it. Become your true self and keep your face toward the sunshine for the shadows to fall behind you. Great speech, Violet. Hello, everyone. My name is Richard, and my purpose for this meeting is to show you how easily is it to accept things as they are. To be honest, I've always been an optimistic man, with no problems in seeing the best instead of the worst in people. A lot of you may think, such a lucky guy you are, Richard. Yes, this is a luxurious gift for which I'm quite grateful every day. However, some outsiders believe that I'm not aware of it. You see, this is the reason why it can be tough to be always optimistic. People can say a lot of false statements. You have to stop hearing the haters. They will only make it harder for you to grow. But let's make some changes in your perspectives. People, we have only got one life. Why would we waste time with negative emotions? Why would we be skeptical and pessimistic where there is a path for each and every one of us? Fortunately, I've accepted myself. My shadows may express my past, all of my regrets. I'm okay with them all. The upcoming sunshine might represent my future, perhaps my destiny. I want to know what it hides because man was created to find knowledge. I truly believe that looking back means forgetting about your final destination. So what if there are shadows behind my back? Let them be. Let them wonder how the sunshine feels. Don't forget that you will find the light even if it seems dark outside.
Thank you. The next one will be Anna Denisa.
I can start. It is recording. Have you ever wondered about the talents that are secretly kept in you, but but you, what? Yes. Thanks. Have you ever wondered about the talents that are secretly kept in you? Or that you hate doing something, but you can perform as you wish? I can tell from my life experience that the negativity is grown in us, but if we have passions and we want all to be positive, there will be a light which can drag down all the shadows. My emotions, sorry. I'm sorry. Look at this ball. It was my first enemy when I was in 5th grade, as I needed to practice basketball. My mother wanted me to practice a sport because I needed to get keep fit and healthy, boring mother stuff. So the first 2 years were a nightmare. I was going there just to make my mom happy. Literally, it was getting on my nerves, just going there and yeah. After that, I started to, I don't know, playing with passion and I can't. So I had learned the basics, something like how to pass, how to dribble, how to shoot. But I, I wanted to say that you don't need to let the shadow get up to you because you need to think lightly to save your work and the time dedicated. It will be a pity to lose it. The pain you feel tomorrow, the pain you feel today will be the strength you feel tomorrow. So, if if you already practice a sport or if you haven't experienced it yet, it, don't make it count. The sport change your perspective of life and will help your mentality.
Lazar Alexander.
Stai să-mi dau părul? Ok. Ok. Da. Eu zic că da. Acum merge? Sau? Nu știu, eventual aici. Ah, bun, da, eu sper ok. E ok așa? Pentru ce nu se aude? Ok. La. Se aude, ok. They say that you should always keep your face towards the sun so the shadows will fall behind you. They say that good things take time and we should wait for them. Wait for what? What if you don't remember what good things are? What if the shadows of all the failures and disappointments blinded you and I had let them control you? Will you ever change? There was a time when I saw no point in chasing the good, the right, the sun. I thought, isn't it ironic how we tell others to stay positive, yet we can't do it ourselves? And all those mean and backbiting people. If you're cold, you'll hurt them. If you're kind, they will hurt you. I isolated myself from the world, but soon I became the person that I had been trying to avoid. Maybe I guess that's how a good person becomes a villain in our favorite stories. You'll never know the princess hiding under the evil queen's cloak, right? One evening, I was walking down the street. The sky was announcing that a terrible cloudburst was about to come, and soon it started to rain heavily. On my way home, because I ran, I saw a little girl begging in the corner. She was alone, freezing, and her eyes gave away her worry. Entering the house, I thought, oh, who in the world needs rain, especially when you gave away your cloak? But wait, I really gave away my cloak. And then I realized that had been the first time in an eternity when I did something good. But then I turned back to the mirror bursting. No, it can't be possible. Just because you did something good once doesn't mean that you're turning into a fairy godmother now, right? Or are you changing into a god fairy mother? I don't believe that. Not after what you did. Why not saying that everything should be locked inside? Why locking inside all the things you want to confess? Why not living happy by your own? Why letting somebody else achieve your own dreams as well? Because you are too afraid to tell the world what you want? Later on, the answer couldn't be much clearer. All those things are because fake happiness is still the worst sadness, isn't it? Well, what I did not know at that time was that my life was actually going to change. Slowly, I started to remember that saying hello to other people won't kill me, and nor my ego. And I started to go outside more. Somehow, I started not to believe in failure anymore, and that was a big thing. I was taking now risks with optimism and with my eyes wide open. Don't let the little bad parts of your life become real disasters, and you will see that this thing called life is actually pretty amazing. That's why we should always keep our faces towards the sun. We will no longer see the shadows.
Next one, Topricianu Alexandra.
Okay. Let's start with the beginning. This all begins in our own minds. What part of the brain do we use the most? The right or the left part? How do we see things? Well, I see the reality first. This quote is a physical phenomenon that implies us being an obstacle between the source of light and the darkness. So, practically, we get to choose what do we want to face, the light or the dark. Speaking of light and darkness, we can say that they are in a constant state of fighting over power, day and night. In some of the times, the light wins, so we have seasons with alive nature and singing birds. But when the dark wins, well, we don't really have nature. But is this what it's all about? The actual meaning? Well, I don't think so. There is always a part of everything that is hidden. Let's have a deeper look into what this quote could really mean, because after all, everything could have a whole new sense in our eyes. For example, this quote could not only refer to positivity and negativity, but good and bad, happiness and sadness, trust and betrayal. That ends up by simplifying an yin and yang. There is always a bit of good in bad, bad in good, trust in betrayal, betrayal in trust. Even though there is a bad in the good, some people choose to see just the bright side of the things, and that makes them happier, makes them want to live more, rather than just existing. Some people think that a bad bush is better than the open field, and that makes them optimistic, and I can say I'm one of them. I know there is evil in this wonderful world, but every time I'm down, I like to think that it could be worse, that there are people out there starving, or they don't have where to sleep or what to eat. So I end up comforting myself by thinking that my little issues are none in comparison to the rest of the world. Some people still choose to see just the downside of the things, so they choose to face the darkness. That means no light. No light means problems, depression, sadness, and biologically speaking, no actual progress. No actual progress means staying at the same level, and this is just bad. So this works like karma. You get what you give. If you're staying positive, only good things can happen. But if you're negative, even if you see some good, you'll consider it as a bad thing. So, in order to live happily, well, you should at least try to see the highlight of the things. Or if this is hard, then think about the phenomenon that I was talking about, because the right and the left side of the brain, well, they kind of work together. If you choose to have the light from your back, well, the shadows are going to be in front of you. The problems, the disappointments, the failures. You're going to see them so often that you'll consider them your actual light, and that is just an appearance, a major error, an illusion. So, in order to live a happy, worth remembering life, then you have to get over some obstacles first, because life is not easy and no one said it would. Of course, there are going to be barriers but they are just there just to train us and to keep us moving forward. If that is, even in those moments, you have to think positive and to say that everything that's broken can be mended, everything that hurts can be healed, and no matter how dark it gets, the sun is going to rise again. And at some point, you will have to make a decision. Barriers, well, they don't keep people out, they fence you in, and life is messy. That's how we're made. So, you can waste your life drawing lines and creating barriers, or you can live it crossing them. I know some seem impossible to cross, but here's what I know. If you're willing to take the chance, the view from the other side is spectacular. Thank you.
Next one, Gal Paula Isabella, and we would also like Theodor Ila to come to the backstage to prepare himself.
Let me tell you a story about two twin sisters which had been separate since they were little. And they both lived without knowing about each other in two different families. They both went to high school and graduated, but it's very important to mention that Samantha, one of the girls, was raised in a family with 10 other siblings, while Victoria was in a single child, which had, of course, a better material comfort. They, when they attended college, just one of them actually managed to enter college at medicine, and the other one, trying to follow arts, she couldn't make it. Samantha, the girl following the medicine, she made what she wanted to do in life after knowing that it's been hard for her to do whatever she wanted to do in a family with 10 other siblings, and trying to be special, because when there's so many next to you and you want to support your family, you need to do something in order to be different and special and to help. The fact that Samantha didn't make it, and actually she started following one of her father's business, being a businesswoman. She was not that happy because she didn't follow arts, but Victoria was quite happy about medicine after trying hard to do it. We're all born in different circumstances, and this has a huge effect on our lives. There's one thing that might change our lives, and that is the way we see things. The perspective that we have upon everything, it's very significant to our lives. For example, Victoria saw her hard times in her family as a challenge for her life. But Samantha, knowing that she has such a strong background in a good family where she actually grew up, she didn't bother that much to be successful, because she knew quite well that it's not that hard. But let's think for a moment, what did Victoria to do in order to accomplish her goal? I believe that independence is the biggest challenge in our life, and whatever the destiny has to store for us, we have to face it with independence. We are by ourselves. And whatever you're doing, and if you're not satisfied about you, I just want to tell you that there's always a place for change, because the only thing constant in life is change itself. As you can see, both of the girls' families had standards. The kind of rich girl, Samantha, had a family who wanted for her to be someone, and Victoria's family, which had 10 siblings, was not expecting that much, because they were 10, and it's very hard. But actually it happened very the opposite of what they expected. And you see, when you know you have no more tolerance for what is happening, that there's a change that is going to happen in order to achieve your goals. We all know that if it's easy, everybody can do it, but you have to want something badly enough in order to do it. And that's what Victoria did, even though her family was not such a high support. The thing that she understood is that discipline, goals, motivation, and independence are the ones that she actually need to take in order to do something. And she transformed the should into a must, so she made it. I believe that we need to see the shadows in order to face the sun, and we also need to face the sun to feel the shadows falling apart behind us. Thank you.
Okay, next one, Ilya Theodor, and we also invite Arens Patricia to come to the backstage.
Okay, it works. What is the meaning of this? What did Walt Whitman want to say? After I wonder a lot, I have remembered about Queen. Willard Queen was an American philosopher. He was recognized as one of the most influential philosophers of 20th century. And he said, language is a social art. So, words are meaningful to us because we are used to the ways in which they are used by others, not because there is a bond between word and actual thing. The way that language is used socially makes it meaningful. Therefore, language is a social art. Well, the sunshine is our bright side of life, and the shadows are problems that we should leave behind. If you are going to look at our bright side, we are not going to see our problems, so you'll have a happy life. This could be an interpretation of the quote. Now, Socrates states, a life that is not analyzed is not worth living. So the only worth living life is a good life. And how do we have a good life? Knowing what is good and what is bad. Maybe at this meaning, the sunshine is our qualities and the shadows our flaws. Maybe Walt Whitman wanted to tell us that if we are going to look at our sunshine, at our qualities, we are going to start to relax. Why? Because the shadows will fall always behind. So if we are going to see just our qualities, we'll think that we are perfect, which is impossible. We can feel good or perfect, it's true, but we can't be actual perfect. Now, the last thing that I want to tell you is an idea that Queen expressed. Not even a word has a permanent meaning. If you remember, at first, I said that this sunshine could be our bright side of life. But this bright side of life can be, for example, an action. Like you got a good mark and you actually forgot that you were so upset in the morning because you got to go to school. And this bright side can also mean a person, or even better, more people. For instance, for me, those special people are my friends. And now, don't get me wrong, I didn't add this just to hear my friends because they are here and I want to hear them, oh, that's so cute or lovely. I add this because it is true. Every time when I am sad, when I'm upset, they are really trying to help me, they are there for me, and it really helped me to get through a problem. And actually, they encouraged me to do this. They said it will be a good experience, so here I am. Now, in conclusion, this quote can be interpreted as a good thing, like if we are going to look at our bright side, we are not going to see our problems, so you'll have a happy life. But also, this quote can be something bad, because if you are going to see just our qualities, we'll think we are perfect and we don't have flaws. In my opinion, I think that we should look at the bright side of life, but also I think we should try to remember about our flaws, about our problems, and we should try to solve them, not to forget about them. Thank you.
Where am I? It's all so blurry. My love, where are you? I can't find you. You are gone now, and I'm left empty. I'm so whole on the inside. What is life's purpose? What am I doing here? Am I losing life's wonder? But one thing I know, and that is that when you went far away from me, you told me these following words. Happiness is one of the trickiest feelings humanity has ever experienced. It is complex, and it is influenced by everything we do, everything that surrounds us. Life has so many special meanings. Who am I? Who am I to want to know them all? Haven't you ever felt like time was slipping through your fingers? Haven't you felt like you were caught up in a certain situation in the past? Or maybe you are dreaming right now about a certain action you wish would take place in the future. It's also wonderful, but these are just shadows which hold us back. They surround us, and they don't let us feel everything at the maximum. We should turn our heads away. We should look into the sunshine. We should feel the light filling our souls and spreading itself through our whole body. We should let happiness invade us. Life is a long journey. It's a wonderful trip. On our way, we might encounter so many people. Some of us stay with us forever. My love, you should know this too, because it's very important, that some of those people will just be temporary. They will be hard lessons we have to teach. We have to teach ourselves. It can be painful, but we will get over it. Only if we choose to look into the sunshine. By the simple act of turning our heads away, we can make such a big difference. We should let beautiful shudder us. We should appreciate all the forms of life, all the species, because they are all wonderful and great. They are endless, and their beauty is infinite. And we should always know that beauty is such a great thing, and it should shudder us. Now, I want to tell you a story. I was afraid. I was afraid of saying who I am, of letting myself speak, of letting my soul speak for itself. But now, I think that we can all make a change, don't you? I think we can all start over. We can start by sharing love, by bringing all the best into this world, by giving all that we have got, by being ourselves, because that's the most important thing. We should turn our heads away from dark and into the sunshine, because dark and light have a special way of completing themselves. They are here. They are both in our souls. There's no good without the bad. There's no light without the dark. And we should accept them both, because that's who we are. Oh no, it's all getting so blurry again. But no, my love, I know you have left me, and now we are detached. I can't feel you anymore. One thing I know for sure, I have found my guiding light. It's the sunshine spread by the love that's trapped inside our hearts. Thank you.
Thank you. Next one, Stavo Ioana. And also Iremia Diana. Is she here? Okay. Then Orzat Andrei to come to the backstage. Okay, microphone. Nice.
everyone, this is Luna, and I'm here to talk about kind of unusual story. And spoiler alert, it's about me. I know it sounds kind of narcissistic, but please bear with me. So I'll be blunt about this. I'm a witch. And no, I do not know any kind of woohoo spells to show you. All I know is how to transfer still life onto paper. Some people call that art, but I call that magic. So I come from a small town called Salem. And sadly, I'm the only magic user left. That's because of the monsters that live in my hometown. And no, they're not humans, even though they're not that different. They're called dark thoughts. These dark thoughts feed off of your misfortune, and they're more than happy to witness your end. I know I got kind of dark there, I'm really sorry about that. But hear me out. I have lived my entire life surrounded by them. It was a very hard thing to do. I'm still living through this, but I'm much better. And I want to say that they love executing witches like me, and I have to be very, very careful about what I do. So, at some point, from the advice of a friend, I went to what you all call a psychologist. And what did he tell me? Unfortunately, a small, evil creature got attached to me. What was it called? Sadness. I was kind of shocked. I didn't expect it. I mean, I was like a happy-go-lucky person. So why sadness? From that point forward, I started panicking. I was afraid. What will happen? Will I make it through? Does anyone care? Will anyone help me? After pestering my parents, I went to a psychologist again. And my situation worsened. Two of these evil beings took over and one of them is this kind of small creature, but very loud, who loves banging pans near me and alerting me for things that are unnecessary. If you didn't guess already, that's anxiety. And do you remember the other creature from before? Well, that little creature grew up. And it started making me feel like nothing has a point anymore. Even though I loved life, that creature made me feel bad, worse even. And it always told me, what's the point? Why bother? It's much better to sleep it away, to sleep and maybe never wake up. That's depression. I know that's a very sensitive subject, but it's a very recent subject. It happens all around us. In my situation, I ended up thinking that what's the point if no one cares? Can I go on anymore? I started crying because I was a disappointment to my own parents despite my best efforts. So why suffer? Well, that was until I met someone really special. It's a wizard, just like me. He knows what these dark thoughts can do, and he helped me through it. He showed that he cared. He knows how hard it is to get possessed by these creatures. And I remember him taking out his wand and pointing it toward the sky, and he said, "Let there be light." And the shadows, these bad creatures who run away for their life, I felt free. I could smile again. I was happy again. And because of this, I want to tell you all that for each and every one of us, there's someone out there that cares. And because we witches and wizards have a really hard life, I want to tell you that we must stay united and be there for each other. And a word of advice: keep your face towards the sunshine, and the shadows will fall always behind you. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah. A short break, yes, for those of you who want, who have classes and want to go to their classes. And for those who will come. Gata? Yes, right. Okay, shall we start? Shall we continue, rather? Start after the break? Yeah? Okay, good. Is Andrei Orzața here? All right, good. Okay, so Andrei, you have the floor.
Rugămintea noastră a întregii echipe Teleas este ca dacă aveți PowerPoint-uri sau coloana sonoră să ne spuneți din timp, ca să știm să vă putem pregăti. Ok.
Tare trist. Vrei să facem o repetiție, da? Chem și... Nu? Live? Dar încă n-a început concursul. Adică... Uite, loc la mansardă. Începem? Ok. 3, 2, 1 și... Are you depressed? I said, are you depressed? You're sad because you're living a worthless life. You feel like nothing you do matters anymore. Well, don't worry, folks, I got a solution. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Captain of the Common Knowledge, Mr. Motivational Speech, here to present you with a new, extraordinary method on how to get rid of your existential crisis. I sell a step-by-step program in achieving a purpose. What is a purpose, you may ask? Well, a purpose, let's think life as a desolate island, and you're alone in the ocean, confused, desperate. Then someone sends you a ship and rescues you. I am the captain of that metaphorical ship, and that metaphorical ship is the product I'm selling. I ask myself, what is more counseling than knowing that you have a well-defined purpose, or knowing that you're an important part of a life cycle? That feeling you get when you're part of something bigger than yourself, and you must find the hidden meaning behind your life. And I've come to the conclusion that nothing beats my method at giving a direction in life for a human being. Our creators have made a tremendous amount of work for you to start your spiritual journey and live life as you want it. We are offering you a full course spiritual journey into discovering the hidden meaning behind your life. And don't worry, folks, that spiritual journey I'm offering will be full of hardship, doubt, and probably take you a lifetime. Because, let's face it, if you were to find the meaning of your life too easy, there'd be nothing else to do. Our method was specifically designed for those people who don't know what to do with their life, or just feel like they wasted all of their opportunities, or just are plain losers. Well, our method is going to put a stop to that because my method is the best in making you feel like you actually do something meaningful and you'll no longer feel like a useless piece of garbage. But don't trust me, let's hear it from our satisfied customers. Look at how sad they are. They are very sad. This gentleman right there was a mess before trying our method. He was confused and angry because every day he was feeling like he was living the same day over and over again. But now he's more happier than ever and ready to fulfill his lifelong dream of being happy. And this gentleman right here, he used to think freedom as a curse. He hated all of his life because he will miss... No, it's a monologue. Because he felt like he lost so many opportunities. He was living a life of regret. But now, he's more and more active and a perfectly functional member of this society with a satisfying personal life. Isn't that right? You heard it, folks. If you want to start to make your life more meaningful, but don't want to find the meaning of your life on your own, just buy my method for just $499.99. 499.99 cents? Yes, 499.99 cents. And your future will never be brighter. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Today, I went for the first time shoplifting. It was exhilarating and dangerous, and I could really feel it. I stole a thank you card. I stole it so I could address it to all the wonderful people in my life. Dear mother, dear father, thank you for abandoning me. Thank you, Thomas, for breaking my heart, and thank you, Rebecca, for sleeping with him afterwards. Thank you, Lila, for being a fake friend, and thank you all, people from school and from this universe. Thank you all for being so loving and so accepting. Today, I feel calm. Today is the day. On my way from the supermarket, I saw a baby girl, and in a long time, I smiled, and I'm truly happy for her. And deep inside, I beg the universe for her to be happy. Maybe I was never okay. Maybe I was born with sadness that is eating at my bones. Maybe I should have done this very long time ago. But then again, the moment was never right. I'm not okay. I'm not in control of myself, of my mind, of my body. Standing here at the top of the highest building in my town, I want to jump in this new dimension. Maybe I'm crazy for trying this, but I am ready. I think I was ready from the first time I was told about this new world. It is a mind journey. If your mind can make it, the body will follow. But first, the energy, it has to accept you. You must be welcomed by it. Being rejected is a risk I'm willing to take. Didn't all explorers have to take a risk? Weren't they the crazy ones? This is my way of making peace. I feel like I'm already living somewhere far, far away on a cloud, somewhere in the sky. I am all alone. I was always alone. Sometimes I didn't mind being alone. I still like to observe, to see, to analyze. But then sometimes I wish I could have someone. But I don't. I am all alone. My poison thoughts, they are happy. They've wanted this for so long. I don't expect them to understand. They think that I'm going to give up on this life I have here. But living here is not living anymore. I want to jump and feel free. I want to feel the adrenaline of the unknown. One time, I asked myself why we keep our eyes closed when we kiss, when we dream, and when we cry. Because the most beautiful things are not seen. I am starting over someplace new, someplace unseen. Someplace where there are no problems, where there is no pressure. A blank canvas and so many opportunities. This is a purification. I'm starting over. This is only the beginning. I'm leaving all my problems behind, my dark side, and my shadow. Thank you.
Next
Next one, Guranda Maria.
Sorry it took so long. Oh, hello there. I'm sorry, I was thinking about the story. You know, there is a story so old, it even takes place before the appearance of the Gardens of Eden. Not many have had the privilege of knowing it, but those who did used to call it the story above creation. It says that somewhere, far, far away from everything we know today, billions and billions of years ago, there were a boy and a girl. They were born in the same time, in the middle of a small room, with nothing more than 4 white walls and a window. The only thing that you could have seen through the window was a light so bright that both the boy and the girl were afraid to look at it. Well, our boy had beautiful black hair, big black eyes, and his skin was darker than any shade of black you've ever seen before. Unlike the boy, the girl had a skin of a white so pure, and her eyes, which were hiding behind her snow-white loops, were marvelous. Well, as they were children, they used to play a special game every single day, and they called it the world. Piece by piece, they built an amazing world full of colors. They made some small balls, which they've called trees, some blue pits, which they've decided to be oceans and seas, and even some small boxes, which they've decided to be houses. Weird, I know. Well, most of the time they were happy, but no day passed by without the boy stealing one of the girl's pawns. Well, the girl realized that she had lost the game after years and years of playing, as no pawn was left on her table anymore. And that was the first time she ever cried. Never mind, never mind. As time went by and, well, our children were no longer children, they tried to learn how to dance. The girl, she was always really careful, not to hurt her partner, but the boy, he couldn't care less. Right in the most beautiful moment of the dance, he constantly used to step on her feet, and she always stumbled and fell. After years and years of dancing, she was looking down at her feet, which were now bruised and bleeding. And that was the second time she ever cried. Well, of course, time went by, and the girl, who was now, of course, a woman, fell in love with the one we used to call a boy. They used to spend long hours embraced, listening to each other's heartbeat and telling each other the most beautiful words. But when she got closer and tried to kiss him, he just left her there. Her heart was truly broken. She realized that there was nothing left for her in there. So she got up and she went straight to the light. She never looked back. She finally found out what happiness meant by learning how to love herself and enjoying all the beautiful things that she's built while playing as she was a little child. You know, the story says that sometimes, very rarely though, they meet again. Maybe even in small cafes like this one. Oh, look at the time. I'm sorry. I really must go now. Goodbye. Thank you.
And last but not least, Oana Komșa.
How long will I love you? As long as the sun is in front of us.
How long will I love you? As long as stars are above you. And longer if I can.
How long will I love you? As long as the stars are above you, and longer if I can. This very song you are listening to puts you in motion, creates powerful images that transform suffering into a great joy. And yes, you have to keep your way towards the sun, and the shadows, the trouble will always fall behind. There is no doubt, as long as the other one, the lover, your girlfriend, needs you, everything is light. Seasons go cheerfully one after another, day comes after night, and in all this wonderful game, you win, laugh, and everything makes sense. This is how life is created. How long will I be with you? Keep playing the song. Forever, I say, because I cannot imagine the sea will ever stop to wash the sand. Our lives are like music. Together, we all travel through time, both in a heavy and light rhythm, achieving strength, wrapping and feeling so sweet beauty. And do not forget, in each and every day of our lives, we should not wait for others to come to us. We are the one who must go towards the people to share the light received from the sun everywhere around us, to multiply each smile, each good thought received from others. In this way, we will create life paths that we will cross together.
We are all traveling through time together every day of our lives. All we can do is do our best to relish this remarkable ride.
Even if we cross the world like a comet, our journey through time is an intense one, where the emotions and deep feelings intertwine, bursting into a unique and unrepeatable life. Shame is that we cannot do the journey back, reliving with pleasure the unforgettable moment, or even live the missed one, trying to improve or to give them another meaning. It is not simple to know what you want or what you have to do in different situations. We are eternally dissatisfied with the reality of our struggle to build a path. Everything is an adventure, and so we learn to live, which we manage to transform into art. And now, after I told you all this, I get back at you, I smile at you, I look towards the sun, and no shadow will manage to dim my eyes and my hope.
How long will I love you? As long as stars are above you, and longer if I can.
Thank you.
We've got to do the final of the first round. There's nobody left. Okay, we start with the 11 and the 12th. The first one, Marika Andrada.
Hello, my name is Anne, and I'm 72 years old. I remember the day my life turned around. I let my daughter talk me into getting an appointment for a breast checkup, something we often forget about. I went in the doctor's office expecting what we all do, you know, for the doctor to say you're healthy, a reassurance, you take these vitamins and you're good to go. Well, you can only imagine my shock when I heard that I had breast cancer. It took me 2 weeks to process everything. I went home and I tried to figure out how I went from having my perfect life. I had a husband, my daughter, my 2 granddaughters, and my dream job. How did I go from that to having a life-threatening illness? How could I go from being in charge to having this thrown onto me and not be able to do anything about it? Of course, in the end, I did the mature thing to do and I booked myself an operation in Bucharest. After the operation, they told me I had to undergo chemo and radiotherapy, procedures which are known to be very intrusive, but cancer is aggressive, so we need to fight it. I kept hearing that I was very lucky, that my tumor was benign, so the chances of cancer coming back were very low. Well, I felt nothing but lucky. Despite all the preparation that was before the operation, before everything happened, all the talks to the doctors, to the other patients, to my relatives, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to lose my left breast. I wasn't ready to lose my hair. I wasn't ready for being sick every day for no reason. I was cranky, I was miserable. I couldn't recognize myself. It wasn't just the actual loss of things that hurt the most. It was the lingering sensation of something being wrong, of something missing. You know, in 60 years, you have this image of yourself, and then you wake up, you look in the mirror, and you see this stranger that only slightly resembles you. So who's that person? Because it's not me. I felt alien in my body and in my own mind. I didn't know what to do. After 2 years of treatment, the torture, as I want to call it, was over. But I still wasn't myself. I was down. It was the lowest point in my life, I can tell by far. I couldn't move on. I had all these questions flooding my mind. What do I do now? What do you do when you're being dragged into something you never signed up for? When all my life I worked towards what I wanted and I was rewarded. I never asked for this. What now? How do I move on? So my 65 years of worth of experience didn't help me at all. So I did what I did before. I reached out. I asked patients, I asked family, I asked doctors. And they all told me two things. First of all, do not let illness define you. You're not defined by your illness, you're yourself. You're not the one you were before, but you still are a person, and you're more than just cancer. And second of all, something that I think is very important for all of us to hear, because we all can implement it in our lives, starting from now. To try and be positive, very simple. Try and find the good things every day, in everything. Because only then the darkness will remain behind us. We need to find the little things, the kind gestures, the nice compliments, because we all love them. The little things, we hold on to them because they're the ones that keep us moving forward. Our life isn't always going to be bright and all sunshine, but we can make it. What I learned from my experience is that life doesn't always give you good things, but you take the bad and you try to make the best out of it. So my advice for you is to find that light behind the clouds, hold on to it, and you should be fine. Thank you.
Okay. Frățilă Vlad. Okay. Horsia Sorana. Is she here? Thank you. So, today I want to talk to those of you who have a dream, who have something to achieve, whether it is winning the Speak Out, or winning the next Nobel Peace Prize, from making more friends to getting into a great university. There's no dream bigger than the other. Because for you, the thing you want to achieve is the most important thing you would want at this moment. That's basically the definition of a dream, right? But for some reason, you choose to blackmail yourself. Yes, you blackmail yourself. You know it, and I know it, and everyone knows it. Because everyone had a moment in their lives when they realized the biggest obstacle that there is themselves. More exactly, their own thoughts. How can this be possible? You may be wondering. Well, let's take an example. You come to me and tell me, I have a dream. Well, that's really great. I'm really happy for you. I want to be a magician. But I'm going to fail. What? Yes, I'm going to fail. Because there are so many magicians. There's Houdini, and there's that guy that won Romania's Got Talent. Oh, and you remember that guy when we were 6 that came to our school? Yeah, he was a magician too, and he is better than me. So why should I try? It's pointless. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is called an excuse, a pretext, a subterfuge that will cost you your life. Well, maybe not your life, but if you are like me, you'll regret it till the end of your days. So, what is there to do? The thing is, maybe you're afraid of not being the best, but, well, let me tell you a secret. If you start now and work really, really hard and wish it really, really bad, there's absolutely no doubt that there will be someone better than you. That's the truth. But if everyone stopped doing what they like, doing what they dreamed of, just because of this, then no one would do anything. So, at the end of the day, the only person you have to compare yourself with is yourself. Because you can't be the best version of someone else. You can't be the best version of yourself, of course. For example, take this monologue that I'm doing right now. The person before me talked about the same quote, and so will the person after me. But trust me, you won't get bored, because we all have different views on this matter, and we all do things in different ways. So you can't compare us, because our monologues will have a different impact on each one of you. And at the end of these monologues, the people in this room are not the same with those that entered at the beginning. So what are you afraid of? Are you afraid you are going to fail? Well, of course you will fail. The best fail. But the thing is, you have to keep trying. You have to keep trying and learn from your mistakes. And actually, you don't even fail. You fail only if you stop. So, let me tell you the best thing about the sun. Well, apart from giving us heat and making life possible and so on. It sets and it rises again and again and again. And so are your chances, so are your opportunities, but only if you take that chance. Only if you face the sun so that the shadows could fall behind you. Thank you.
And the one and only Horia Druleac.
Okay. Okay. So, I am myself, and I would like to take you through my journey. A few years ago, I was a bit depressive. I was suffering from social anxiety, and also I was bullied. And that was one of the hardest things to overcome. As time passed by, I started to overcome everything and become better. I was in a place where even the depression led to more depression because I wasn't accepting that I can be depressive. You know, I can be, no, I can't. And that was that was a paradox. Yeah, I was conceiving the truth to me. I was saying I don't care, but I cared about. I care when people judge me, and you know, being a positive person in the 21st century is one of the hardest things to achieve, because you can be stripped of your confidence in 1 second. The great part about this, is that you can change your mind in 1 second. Think like this. I am excellent, and I'll become even more. I'll become better. Instead of thinking, oh, I'm overweight, oh, I have some problems, oh, I have social anxiety, or so on. Don't care about that ingredient that controls your happiness. Because, in my opinion, you have two options. Either you accept yourself as you are, as human being, or work hard to overcome that issue, that insecurity. Okay. And another problem is that the fear of failure. Most people struggle with the fear of failure. And in my opinion, failure is good for you. It helps you succeed in life because it tells you where you need to change, where you should become better at something. The success doesn't tell you that. It just tells you are successful and it's done. Okay, blank. And yeah, so you should always see the sunshine and forget that if you don't do something, you'll face the consequences. Think wisely. Just love yourself, love who you are, because you are great. You have qualities. I know you have qualities. Everybody has qualities. You may be good at piano. You may be you may be good at school. You may be good at math. No, and just love every bit of who you are, because only then you'll love yourself. You'll appreciate who you are. So, to sum up, I believe that if you do everything, you'll become a shield that blocks every darkness, the negativity and the darkness. So you'll become invincible. Yeah, thank you.
And the last monologue, Isabella Papazicopoulou.
Hi. Can I start? If life is a play, then the main scene that we act on is a classroom. And my role is that of a student. Now, as a future doctor, I hope, I can tell you that direct sunlight will destroy the cells in your retina. But at the moment, all I am is a student in life. And from my experience, gazing, or at least trying to constantly gaze towards the sun, will blind you in the face of all the obstacles that will inevitably come your way. Now, I've tried and tried and tried so many different things in my life, and amongst all the courses that I've been taking over the last few years are advanced placement stress, one-on-one deadlines, and how to deal with disappointments. And some of them I've flunked, in others I've excelled. And overall, it's been an emotional roller coaster. The weather has ranged from thunderstorms to clear blue skies, and from fog so dense I couldn't breathe, to the point where I could just gaze at the stars the entire night and be happy with myself. As children, we were shielded from life, and everything was simple. We didn't know what pain is, what disappointment is, what loss felt like, and we had the highest hopes for each and every one of us. I wanted to be a dolphin trainer and a famous archaeologist. And then suddenly one day, realism came in, the real life, and handed us a pair of sunglasses and said, do not take these off the rest of your life. And it did seem harsh. As a person who grew up in Greece, believe me, my favorite thing to do is take a day off from work and lay in the sun. But at the same time, I know that I can't do this for the rest of my life. It will never be enough for me. I won't be successful, and I'll be unhappy. End of scene 1, and I'd like to avoid metaphors from now. Realism is one of the mindsets that I've been trying to live by for the last few years. And a few months ago, a friend of mine sent me an article and then we discussed it. And it was about Stoicism. And for those who don't know, the Stoics preached one thing: reason above all. I really liked how it sounded, and trying to integrate that in my life, I noticed that it immensely simplifies communication and interaction between myself and my fellow peers, who are actors in the same play. But life isn't just a play, it's a game. It's a game of probability, and unfortunately, the odds aren't forever in our favor. This is where realism comes in. To raise and increase those odds by yourself is hard work, and directed effort is the best way to ensure your own personal success. And that direction comes again from within, from the goals that you set for yourself. Now, this is what I want to pursue: to be more than an actor, to be the playwright of my own song and my own scene and my own story and life. And with all due respect to Mr. Whitman, I would like to disagree with his quote and share with you my own philosophy. Always keep your face towards the horizon, no matter the weather. Thank you.
This was the last monologue. We got to the end of the Speak Out competition for high school. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you everyone. Congratulations to all the participants. As I was saying, the prizes will be awarded. Or I wasn't saying, I don't think I was saying that. Okay, well, they will be awarded next week during the lunch break, 11:20 on Wednesday, the 5th of April. Okay, be here at the lunch break. Wednesday, the 5th of April. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.